Welcome back, YouTube. We're officially on the Yang route. We have the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Yandere route. Let's get ready for a ride. It's gonna be fun and stressful. You can watch me play live at twitch.tv/Pinker NeonNova. Enjoy the video. Are we ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. Look at him. Look at how pretty he is. Hi, Yang. I'm back. It says, so, how aware are you of your current predicament? That's not his voice. I forgot his voice. We'll get back there. They had taken me from the rooftop to a room inside where they sat me down on a chair. The members of the Lao Shu simply stood behind the man and didn't say a word. I'm going to tell you now. There is no use in playing ignorant. Okay. But I'm dumb. I cannot abide by those who refuse to understand anything. He spoke in a tone that made it difficult to tell what his true intentions were. He continued without waiting for my answer. If you abandon any effort to think for yourself, if you tell me I don't know anything or tell me everything, I will assume your brain is mere decoration. You will not be worth anything to me. I despise boring conversation. Oh. Okay. If you can speak intelligently, then I shall reward you by answering your questions. Okay. Additionally, speak clearly and get to the point. A few years have passed since I arrived in Berlin, and Italian is still far too complex for me. He can lie with such a straight face. He's been speaking fluent Italian this whole time. I couldn't help but sigh. That seemed to come as a surprise to him, and he cocked his head. I suppose I have no choice but to prepare for the worst. I stared back at his golden eyes and spoke. I'm clearly at a disadvantage. Is that so? Even though I was generous enough to allow you to speak? And saying the wrong thing will end my life. Then will you say nothing? I can't. If I say nothing, you'll be displeased. You are the one who said I'm in a dangerous spot. If you abandon any effort to think for yourself, you will not be worth anything to me. That was what he said. Then what now? Look at his face. Oh, like a cat playing with his food. I'll talk because I have no other choice. I'll tell you everything that I know, and I'm going to see how you react. You're going to evaluate me, are you? That's not bullying. That's the truth. His smile deepened as if the whole situation amused him. Without taking my eyes off of him, I thought very hard and finally spoke. I'm in Valeno. The people who attacked and abducted me called you Yang on the rooftop, which means you are the boss of the Lao Shu. The head of the Lao Shu rarely made appearances in the outside world. I had never met him, of course, nor had I ever seen him. However, I have heard his name before. As if to confirm my assumptions, the man before me smiled widely. Correct. He was exactly as he was rumored to be. A killer who took the lives of both friend and foe. No matter how inhumane or cruel, he was capable of doing anything without hesitation. He had an intimidating aura unlike anyone else. So, what have you surmised? The fact that you were showing your face must mean... Oh God, are you going to make me choose something? Please don't do that. You brought me here for a specific reason. As much as I didn't want to believe it, that was the only conclusion I could come to. That is all I can think of. With that, I clenched both my fists, which were sitting in my lap. I don't know if my answer was what he was looking for. My body tensed, knowing that the worst could happen to me if it wasn't. He gave me a tormenting stare and slowly started to speak up. Not bad. If you can be spoken with, then you are worth speaking to. I did good. I did good. Though, Pinker, are you frightened? You seem to be shaking. He was right. I couldn't help but look away. Being exposed to the threat of death, if I let my guard down now, I may start to cry. He would like that a lot. Oh God. I forget how stressful choices are in these routes. That's right. You're intimidating. I decided to be honest. Being taken to a mafia base and being tested by its leader, of course I would feel this way. The best I could do was try and keep my voice steady. You're not a very good actress. Blathering on this way was your attempt at bravado, was it? I commend your effort. Commend? Because I said you were intimidating? No, because you haven't yet stopped working to heighten your chance of survival. Then you're not going to kill me? Girl, don't ask that. If you say the word kill, it gets it on his mind. and then he can't stop thinking about it. He smirked and responded vaguely. It does pain me to kill someone who has a desperate desire to live. I'm not the devil, after all. Yes, you are! Don't lie to me, sir! Also, wow, I hit that pretty high. Let's not yell that much. Don't lie to me, sir. I know you're the devil. Is that so? As he said that, I felt he was scarier than a devil. Yang looked at the men who were standing by and muttered orders. Leave. Understood. Please call for us if you need anything. The vigilant men exited the room, and I was left alone with Yang. Just where I want to be. Yang smirked, turning to me once more. Now, I suppose I shall fulfill my promise. What did he promise me? I don't remember. If there is something you wish to know, I will answer whatever I feel like answering. Oh. Please? I need to think carefully. Oh, God. I'm sure he won't answer many questions. Once he's bored, he will end this session abruptly. I choose one thing I was most curious about. Oh, no. I don't know what to choose, Toma. Because see, if I choose what will happen to me, he's going to say, that depends. But if I choose why me, I don't know what he's going to say. Or if that's going to annoy him. Oh, God. He can't make me make all these choices, Toma. He can't do it. I don't want to do a blind playthrough. Why me? Why did you take me? What is your purpose? It seems you are an orphan. Yep. Yes. And you were taken in by the church, by your records within several days of your birth. Yes. Mm-hmm. However, you are not the typical unfortunate child. Yes, I think I was very blessed that the church took me in. Blessed, you say. But the peculiarity does... Oh my God. Peculiarity doesn't end there. What do you mean? I had no idea what he was getting at, and he answered calmly. From the time you were taken in until now, the Falzone family has been watching over you. The Falzone family? My eyes grew wide, hearing that name. The Mafia was watching over me? I did my research. You are looking into me? Since your arrival at the church, the Falzone's contributions to the church have doubled. Your presence at the town's provisionings are often accompanied by a Falzone guard somewhere in the crowd. What? You were not told anything. You have no understanding of the position you are in. Correct. Position? Don't talk to me about position, sir. I'm getting distracted. Correct. I have verified the information from my connections with the church. I am certain your existence has value. Position, existence, value? The words together made no sense to me. I had never been aware of any connection between myself and the Falzone. But no matter how much I denied it, nothing would shake his conviction. And it wouldn't change the information he obtained either. What is it? Perplexed, I asked another question. It was all I could do. Was the reason the Lao Shu took me to make a deal with the Falzone? No. I simply wished to meet the woman who had captivated the Falzone. He said, they want her, I take. Mine. That is why I invited you. There is no other reason. He's lying with a straight face. That face doesn't say straight to me. This is another buy for buy route. He had no intention of hiding his attitude. But if I really am connected to the Falzone, he could threaten them and ask for a ransom. It was easy for me to come to the conclusion that it was why they abducted me. Got it. You are going to live here for some time. I will feed you and give you a place to stay. For some time? I am certain the Falzone are looking for you quite frantically now. Eventually, they will realize you are here and will come to retrieve you. So if the Falzone really does attack the Lao Shu, I can be freed? That is why you will not be leaving Veleno. Huh? Then that means you'll let me walk around as long as it's within Veleno? I don't mind. I would despair at something bad happening to my honored guest, so let's give you a guard. It's not really a guard, is it? Rather, someone to watch me. He saw me sigh gloomily, and his eyes thinned as if it were amusing to him. I won't kill you immediately. If you die, you won't have any value to me. He won't kill me yet. So he says. Front. Oh, hey, look. It's Dante. I I have a report, boss, about the situation. We finally found a witness. Continue. They claim 2 men took her into the alley and abducted her from there. Judging by their clothing, they were from Valeno, maybe even from the Lao Shu. They said the men ran off in that direction. That's as much as we know. We're sending some men to find out where. Understood. You may go. Yes. Excuse me. We seem to be in a bind. Yes. I've heard the Lao Shu have recently been abducting random women. But I'm thinking perhaps it wasn't random. It may have been in an effort to reach her. Do you mean to say they were looking for her? Probably. Right. I believe Yang has discovered that she is our key. Key? We need to play Dante's Route next. Whatever Yang believes, we must do everything in our power to retrieve her. I think that's going to clear up a lot of questions I have. This has always been the Foul Zone's mission. But Valeno is dangerous. They are all under the influence of the Lao Shu. We can't simply waltz in. We need to keep our distance from other families' territories. You know that. In either case, we can't move this instant. Anyhow, each situation requires a different solution. I'll have my informants investigate. Okay, Nicola, you don't even like me in other routes, so whatever. If she was taken to the Lao Shu's, to Yang's headquarters, information may not be readily available. That is true, but we can't afford to not look into it. This isn't like you, Dante. You're rattled. Are you that worried about her? No. This is for the sake of my mission. What? He won't kill me yet. Compliment. Others. I humbly thank you for visiting our casino. It seems like you have secured another large deal. Yeah. I feel like you are far more necessary to the Lao Shu than its current head. Director, don't flatter me so much. You won't get anything out of it. No, I'm simply being honest. You are acting as the face of the organization in his stead and handling a great many things. With such wealth and prosperity, it's not a stretch to imagine you as the head of the Lao Shu. I think that man's going to be a problem. The idea of him doing so at some point kept me from feeling relieved. I can't trust him. The anxiety that nestled in my heart only grew. After Yang and I spoke for a short while, he brought me to a room. This doesn't look like our room, does it? He told me he'd take me to my room, but clearly this room is already being used by someone. Put your clothes back on. Where are your clothes at? I'm sleeping. Wait a minute. Hmm? Right? I don't think you've explained. His porcelain skin, his tattoo of an eagle spread across his chest and arms. I tried my best to avert my eyes from his body and asked him, "This is the room I'm going to use, right?" "Yes." "Then why are you taking your clothes off?" "This is my room. It's uncomfortable sleeping with my clothes on. That's why I took them off." "Your room? Then where's my room?" "I told you. Here." He says, "My room is your room is my room. We're sleeping together. That's how it goes now." Right? Here? "That's right. You are my guest of honor, so I will allow you to rest in my room." I could feel all of the blood in my head leave me. Is there any way you can prepare a separate room for me? It could be the room from earlier, or even a closet, anywhere. "I can't let a guest sleep in such a place. Besides, if you occupy any spaces I will use, you'd be in my way." "But even so, no, we can't do this." "Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I think so." All the stress for making choices in this route, this is the reward for that. Everything was happening so quickly, I felt dizzy and couldn't say anything. To sleep in a room alone with another man, that's too. Seeing me flustered, Yang gave an exhausted sigh. "So you're fine as long as it's not the two of us?" "Huh?" "I have other rooms where all my men sleep together." Sleeping in a room surrounded by many men, or sleep in a room with one man? Which do you prefer? You're a little shit. You're a little shit, you know that, sir? Ah. Yang had an emotionless look as he judged my reaction, then continued on swiftly. "The Italian culture has influenced my men, so they have come to be quite fond of women. They would be rather thrilled to welcome you. Their rule is that a woman who doesn't belong to anyone belongs to all of them." "Sir, stop threatening me." I wasn't naive enough to not know what he meant by welcome. He spoke in a tone as if he were seducing me and whispered into my ear, "Give me a CG, you mother... you game." "Let me show you, Pinker." "No, sir." "You would. I will take the one man option because look at this man. Look at him. He peered into my face with a cruel smirk, seeming to be toying with his prey. There is one simple way for you to survive in this hive without anyone troubling you. What is it? Become their leader's woman. Sir, stop it. I've been here for like a few hours. This is not how this is going. Am I peeking for you when I'm speaking? Or am I okay? Okay, good. Just because sometimes I see it hit red and I'm like, what? That's not good. Sadly, there is no one bold enough to touch anything that is mine. Sadly, or smartly. If my men know that you were sleeping in this room, what would they think? They know I get bored easily. It would be a rarity for me to allow a woman to live in my room day in, day out. Sir, stop it. Then the others might think that you've really taken a liking to me. And as long as you're in Valeno, your safety would be guaranteed. I'm not sleeping with you. Not yet. Because if they upset my woman, they will be killed. Do you not like a safe place to sleep? If you've heard this much and you still want to leave my room, I won't stop you. I've sensed this ever since they brought me here, but I have no choices in anything. He was too good at eliminating all other options. I would like to stay in this room. Let me see. Huh? Wait. The lack of hand tracking. You couldn't see me flail right then, because I knew what was coming. What? I tried to resist, but he easily lifted me up and took me to his bed. Hello, sir. He sneered as he climbed on top of me. You're going to be my woman, right? His hair was glossy and beautiful. In the dim light of the room, his hair glowed redder than blood as it fell atop my cheek. Why are you surprised? Did you think I wouldn't do anything? That I'd be a gentleman, biting my fingernails while watching over you? When I looked back at his golden eyes, I felt a shiver run down my spine. But you don't know when to give up, do you, Pinker? You were the one who chose, weren't you? But no. I don't plan on having that kind of relationship with you. You're a boring woman. No, I'm smart. I'm gonna make you chase me, yandere, sir. I could hear the disappointment in Yang's weary sigh. You seem to be dumber than I anticipated. If you don't accept me, then all that's left for you is death. Help! I'll accept the fact that I have to sleep in your room. But I just met you. I don't know you. I can't just... I stared at him without looking away. I felt like he was going to swallow me whole. I was scared. But I didn't want to back down. I had no choice but to face him. There isn't an ounce of love between us. I can't give up my body to such a person. The church's teachings? No. This has nothing to do with the church. This is how I feel. Even the kiss, which I slapped you for, sir. It was aggravating. Just remembering what happened was upsetting. I could feel my heart racing just a little. I would only do this with a person I cared for. I have no plans of doing anything tonight. Despite putting up a fight, you're unable to hide your fear. Your eyes are quivering. So, are you saying that I'm supposed to be considerate of your feelings? You're nothing more than prey I've caught. I can feast on you at any time. Sir, stop that. That's true. You don't have to consider my feelings at all. I know that I can't expect that from him. I know that much. He looked back at my tense expression and asked in an amused way, Then what will you do? I'm going to protect myself. If you're going to abuse my body, I'd rather bite off my tongue and die. Hardcore. Get it, girl. I believe in us. What a ridiculous bluff. Suicide is a mortal sin for followers of the church. There's no way you can do it. You know it well. If I do that, I will lose my salvation. However, I will choose that over abusing my dignity. My voice shook. Could I really do that? Of course I was scared and didn't want to die. Even I couldn't tell whether the words I spoke were a bluff. But I can't just accept this. I gave my biggest bluff as I glared into the eyes of the Lao Shu leader. You're like a cat. Huh? You have no sex appeal whatsoever, glaring at me like that. He wasn't smiling anymore. His eyes seemed hollow just a moment ago, but now he looked me directly in the eye. I'm not accustomed to a woman's glare. Huh? No matter the country, the gazes of women looking at me are all sweet as poison. If not, then they are clearly stained with fear. So, the only thing that would glare at me like this would not be a woman, but a stray cat. What is he trying to get at? I couldn't understand what he was trying to say, but as usual, he didn't wait for my response, just selfishly took action. Huh? He suddenly let me go and looked away sulkily. We rebuffed him and he said, "Fine, I'll let you go." Yeah. We'd made the right choice and withstood the yandere, I think. You're going to stop? I'm dealing with a cat in a tiresome mood. It was a mild diversion, but I've grown weary of talking. Go to sleep quickly. Huh? Why are you pulling on me? Why are you starting to hug me? Sleep. I can't sleep like this. Stop crying so much. Unfortunately, I don't understand cat language. Now we're a pet. No longer a woman. That's okay. Nothing bad happened to us. We didn't die on our first day. Woo! Go team! I wanted to say that I wasn't a cat, but I couldn't. He won't touch a cat. He seemed to mean that if I were human, things would be different. Stray cat or not, this is my room. You follow the orders of your master. He said that much and closed his eyes, wrapping me in both his arms like a pillow. Oh no. I tried to move around carefully. His arms were heavy and he held me tightly. I couldn't escape at all. Did he really just fall asleep? Then am I stuck like this until morning? It was a hopeless situation in so many ways. But I guess I was lucky. They brought me to the Lao Shu base, but I haven't been murdered yet. I'm still alive. And in the end, he didn't touch me and left me all alone. Was that his way of being kind? Or was it only him acting on a whim? I knew there wasn't any kindness in his actions. I understood that very well. But there was a part of me that had a faint glimpse of hope, if only to have something to cling to. While being held in the arms of the Lao Shu leader, I endured a restless night of little sleep. Yay! We did it! Chapter 2. Perceive. Huh? Where am I? I awoke confused in an unfamiliar room. After a few seconds, I remembered what happened to me yesterday. This wasn't a nightmare. It was reality. My body felt uncomfortable, so I tried to sit up. I can't move. Something's heavy. Remembering my situation more clearly, I choked back a scream. In the bed with me was the sleeping leader of the Lao Shu, still holding me tightly in his arms. He's a sleepy boy. A sleepy man. His skin as bare as it was last night. I rushed to free myself from his arms and tried to get out of bed. I can't break free. Despite his peaceful slumber, he had a tight grip on me that wouldn't loosen. What am I supposed to do? As I struggled, I imagined how dark my days with the Lao Shu would be. I felt it deep down inside. Breakfast was prepared in the dining hall. There were several types of porridge, some wrapped rolls, and fried foods lined up. One porridge seemed to have chicken and egg. It was slightly yellow with vibrant pops of green from the finely chopped onions. The porridge with whitefish and scallops smelled wonderful, and there were these pretty wrapped dumplings called Zhao Long Bao. It's still morning, but they're eating freshly fried chicken. Such a hearty breakfast seemed unusual to me. I couldn't help but stare in awe. As I looked around at the various dishes, a ceramic spoon appeared in front of my mouth. Open up. Don't burn yourself. What is it? Not going to listen to me? That's right. Good girl. You deserve praise. Why do these men call me a good girl? Toma, I'm weak. Why do they do that? I'm not even a bottom. Oh, look at my dress. It's so cute. Somehow I was pulled onto his lap. Look at where his hand is. It said, "Sir, I don't want to be your woman." And he pulls me in his lap and holds my bottom. May I ask? What is it? Well, your hand. You're touching me. I find myself bored otherwise. Yeah, he really thinks he can do that. I couldn't help but tremble as he nonchalantly ran his hand over my legs. Yeah, legs. Just stop. Is that insolence? You wouldn't dare. You don't have the right. If a man talked to me like this in real life, I would end him. However, this is make-believe, therefore it's acceptable. And besides, While the others are watching, you should behave accordingly. He whispered sweetly into my ear, and I knew he was doing it to be mean. If I may, one of the members timidly approached Yang, who glanced over uninterestedly. This woman is... I've decided she's my pet. It seemed the man didn't know about what happened yesterday, so was confused at the sight of a woman suddenly sitting in Yang's lap. She's much different from the kind of woman you usually bring. Changing types? Yang ignored him and spoke aloud so that everyone around us could hear. I'm going to feed her now. Don't bother us. You exhibitionist. What the heck? What? Feed? Don't tell me. You're like a cat. You have no sex appeal whatsoever, glaring at me like that. I was wondering why he pulled me onto his lap to feed me breakfast. Finally, I understood his behavior. However, the Lao Shu men took it differently. Of course, we understand. We would never lay a finger on your woman, sir. A different member from earlier looked pale and rushed to deny. Yang, about the situation. Well, the young man entered the room, looking towards Yang, and suddenly stopped. Yeah, Orlok, what do you gotta say? What do you gotta say about this, huh? He saw me sitting on Yang's lap and froze. His eyes suddenly grew wide in surprise. Oh, I sometimes see him at church. I felt relieved to see a familiar face, but a question immediately came to mind. Wait, if he's here, does that mean he's affiliated with the Lao Shu? Why is she sitting on your lap, Yang? Wait, have you explained everything to her? Tell me what happened. Right now. Right now. How noisy so early in the morning, Orlok. Of course I explained it to her. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, sir. But she curled up in bed with me last night, so I decided to keep her around as my pet. He's the worst. I love him. It's true that I did choose to sleep in his room, but the way he's saying it will give the wrong impression. The young man named Orlok was speechless with his mouth agape. Thanks to her, I had fun last night. I think I'll be entertained for a while. Yang smiled thinly, held me by the nape of my neck as he pulled me hard, and stole my lips as if he was showing off. Ah! I moved my hand to push Yang's chest away. But, no, I can't do this. I'm currently Yang's. This display would guarantee my safety. What? Girl. That was why I accepted staying in Yang's room in the first place. But this is so... Everyone was watching us as Yang relentlessly kissed me. Ah. When we finally parted, I saw something was dripping from Yang's thin lips. I couldn't help but turn bright red and gave a whisper that only he could hear. You're horrible, Yang. You said that you wouldn't be in the mood for the cat. What are you talking about? You're a human. Oh my god, he's the worst. I love him so much. I need some coffee. Coffee. What the? He was terrible. I realized once more, Yang was a cunning and terrible person. Yang, don't tell me last night you... Orlok. Okay. Orlok looked pale and asked to confirm. You told me so many things last night. Right, Pinker? I did. So, do you want the others to hear? You can at least wait until we're alone. I felt anger at his reckless words, but forced myself to smile and answer. Hearing my response, Orlok seemed shocked. Meanwhile, Yang seemed to be having fun watching me get mad and feel uncomfortable. They disturbed us. Let's continue to eat. Yang once again scooped a spoonful of porridge and brought it to my mouth. You don't have to do all this for me. I can eat on my own, so... I said I'm going to feed you. I tried to decline, but he forced me to eat. How am I supposed to taste anything after he gave me such a kiss? Yet I found myself realizing how delicious it was. I wasn't used to this food, but it somehow calmed me. You may not like me. You may not like the Lao Shu, but don't ever miss a meal. Even more so, if you desire the strength to escape from here, force yourself if you must. What? Yang spoke so matter-of-factly about the importance of eating. That was unexpected. However, your clothes lack a certain allure. Perhaps you are in need of new attire. Don't make fun of my clothes. My clothes are cute. I looked at my clothes and responded to Yang's comment. No, thank you. No, don't worry about me. I couldn't possibly ask you to take care of me more than you have. Sir, stop that! Don't hold back. I am your master. Please, thank you, but no thank you. I only had bad feelings about the choice of clothes he'd pick out for me. You're so modest. For such a woman, I am increasingly more inclined to do so. It wouldn't make me too happy. Yes, sir. Yang really is enjoying her presence more than usual. Yeah, that's a rare sight, but he could be acting on a whim as he does. This is about to get interesting. I'm curious about her now. I don't know. If he just picked her up off the street, he'll get sick of her in no time. Cough, cough. After the meal, Yang brought me back to his room. Hardly any time had passed before the door opened without a knock. Yang, we're here. Did you call us? Well, I can see why you'd call us in a situation like this. Look at these two cuties, Toma, look at them. Yang didn't react to them and instead spoke to me. You remember I said I'd appoint you a guard? They will be taking care of you. These little children? It would make more sense that I would be asked to play with them. Maybe they didn't intend to watch me very strictly? Hey Yang, what are you going to do? I'm going to a meeting. Lee will come with me. What? I'd rather go to the casino with you than guard her. Ugh, gosh, you really don't take me seriously. Yang ignored the boy and simply left the room. I watched him depart, my head tilted in confusion. A meeting? Wouldn't it be difficult to have a discussion in a casino? Now, let's introduce ourselves. This is Faye. I'm Lan. We're twins. The girl who claimed to be Lan looked at me with twinkling eyes. Lan! Ever since I saw you this morning, I thought you were so cute. You look like a doll close up. Blonde hair is so pretty. Very nice. You think so? I don't think it's a big deal. You're way cuter, Lan. Oh, the twins are so cute. Lan kept inching closer to me, but Faye was acting distant and cold. I know, right? She claimed to be Lan. I'm NeonNova Pinker. Pleased to meet you both. I introduced myself and thought, is there any way I can escape from here? If only I can get outside. I desperately thought and came up with an idea. Say, Yang told me I can walk about freely as long as I stay in Valeno. I remembered what he told me yesterday and brought it up to the twins. Oh, we heard about that too. Want to go out now? We'll show you around. Thank you. I'd love that. I hope I can escape. But even if I succeed, I'm sure someone will come after me. What should I do? If I did nothing, my life would be exposed to even more danger. I hope I can figure out something. Hey, Faye, I think this girl's gonna get pretty far. Yang might keep her around a long time. Why? You know she's not Yang's type. I'm not Yang's type. This is woman's intuition. Woman, huh? You've never even had a boyfriend, Lan. Hey, that's fine. I don't need a boyfriend when I have you, Faye. Well, I guess so. What? Stop being weird, twins. Alright, let's get going. Did you forget anything? Oh, you don't have anything, huh? No, I don't. I think you should worry more about forgetting your wallet, Lan. Gosh, there you go again. I'm fine, so let's get going already. But before that... What? 304s? I need you to explain that to me like I'm not old. Oh. Yeah, but he gets bored of them quick. Pink, if you try to run for it, we'll kill you, okay? That took a turn real quick. What? Oh, I get it! Yeah, Automon doesn't like that word. Lan had the same happy expression on her face, but her point was crystal clear. She said it so brightly that I thought she was kidding. Her smile looked so carefree. A child this young? She can't be serious. Although I felt unsettled, I followed them out of Yang's room. Ugh, I need to stretch. Okay, I need to run to the bathroom and stretch, so I will be right back. Among the districts of Berlin, Valena was the one I was least familiar with. Not sure, too many to choose from. I like a good herbal tea. The only time I ever came this way was for provisioning, but aside from that, I rarely visited. Come on, hurry up. We'll show you around. Sure, thank you. As far as I could see, the stores and streets seemed to be bustling. Ooh, lavender green sounds really good. I occasionally heard people arguing, but there were a lot of people walking about. We passed by vegetable markets and clothing shops just like anywhere else. You make your own tea blends? Oh, that's so cool. I love that. I drink a lot of pumpkin chai this time of year. Because why wouldn't I? Very good. Yes, it's delicious. It's when I need to get away from coffee. I'm like, let's drink some chai tea, some pumpkin chai. I stopped at what appeared to be a general store. There were decorative trinkets, baskets of various sizes, a tapestry stitched in black and white. So many unfamiliar motifs. Say, can I ask you something? What kind of tapestry is that? Uh, that's an animal called a panda. Oh, I see. They don't have any in this country, huh? We've never seen the real thing either, but they sell stuffed pandas. Stuffed pandas. I wonder if there's something like a teddy bear. Thanks for telling me, you two. Pandas are cute. As we started to walk again, I got to thinking. Valino. Uh, it seems so interesting to me. I didn't hear many good things about the Lao Shu. That was why I had my guard up. But actually, it seemed the town changed my impression of it just a little bit. Commerce was vibrant and bustling, and not at all like the lonely, dark atmosphere that I imagined. There also looked to be people of diverse backgrounds working together, and I didn't see any particular discrimination. Maybe the bad image I had of this place was just because the Lao Shu's base was so close by. I started to feel bad about the assumption I made without any prior knowledge. I looked down with shame. Huh? Before I knew it, I had lost sight of the two. Lan? Faye? Where did they go? I looked around, but they weren't on the main street. Where did they go? As I searched the area, I found myself in a dim alley. Maybe I should turn back. When I headed towards the main street, I heard footsteps from behind me. There stood a man I didn't know. Ugh. This man, his eyes are unfocused. His footsteps were unsteady, and his hands were shaking. I had seen these types of people when I went to Strano for provisioning. Caramella, you have some, right? Huh? Candy? I'm sorry, Huh? Quit your bullshitting and hurry up and give me it. I'm talking about the drug. Huh? The man grabbed my arm and started to scream at me. Let me go. I tried to push the man off, but his grip was too strong. I couldn't get away. What am I supposed to do? Gosh, you can't just walk off like that, Pink. Lan, for the record, we were the ones who just walked off without her. The two came running to my rescue and took out their weapons. Aiming for the man's back and head, they both hit him simultaneously. Ugh. The two defeated him in a second. All right, let's get back. Hurry, hurry. Oh, okay. That was so scary. The sudden attack still had me quite shaken. Even though I was back on the bustling main street, my heart was still pounding. I took a deep breath and tried to regain my sense of composure. Maybe the twins felt bad seeing me like this. They looked at one another, then ran into a nearby shop. Then, ta-da! We got you this. What is it? They had pulled out a round white bread. It's a steam bun we bought at that shop. Go on, eat it. I'm sure you're hungry. Aw, cuties. When you put something in your stomach, you calm down. Go on and eat it while it's still warm. Thank you. I nervously took a bite. The fluffy bread was filled with ground meat and finely chopped vegetables. It was like the inside of a ravioli, but cooked inside a very soft bun. It had a unique texture and taste. This is delicious. I didn't really feel too hungry, but once I started to eat, it felt as though I could eat the whole thing. Not only that, but Lan was right. I do feel like I've calmed down. Earlier, my hands wouldn't stop shaking, but the warmth of the bun relaxed them. There are a lot of people like that now. It's their own problem if they want to do drugs. But were they always that vicious? Nowadays, they've been more ferocious. Yeah, they can't be dealt with anymore. They're going completely nuts. Drugs before didn't have those side effects. It's kind of weird. You two seem knowledgeable about drugs. When I said that, they both grinned. Well, we are part of the mafia, after all. We're the Lao Shu. We do know a little bit about drugs. Isn't that neat? That's because we're the Lao Shu. Children, you shouldn't know about that stuff. I see. Seeing how proud they were, I couldn't help but nod. And you two are really strong. Thank you for saving me earlier. Upon hearing my expression of gratitude, their smiles grew wider with joy. And the twins confidently puffed up their chests with pride. Together we're invincible. There's no one in the Lao Shu who can beat us. That's why guarding you is a piece of cake. You can trust us. Seeing them like this, they seem just like children. But how they reacted to the man was very swift. Despite being children, they were able to knock down a grown man with a single blow. I knew it couldn't have been easy. Yang must have chosen them to be my guards because he knew how capable they were. How did you two end up with the Lao Shu? Curious. Well, you two look younger than me. It's hard to believe you ended up at the Lao Shu. Amongst the men I saw at their base, Lan and Fei were by far the youngest. I asked, worried about their well-being, and the twins looked at one another. Lan and Fei smiled at each other, looking very proud. We look up to Yang, so we chased after him, and now we're here. Cuties. Murder children. They are children who are murderous. Don't kill children. That's bad. What? You look up to him? Yeah. If it weren't for Yang, we wouldn't be here right now. I wasn't expecting this answer at all. The two of them continued brightly. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh boy. We're from Kowloon Senzai in Hong Kong, and Strano in Berlin is nothing compared to that place. A settlement in Kowloon City, Hong Kong, an area ungoverned that lives by its own laws. Whew. I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. Hi, baby kitty. Hi, baby. Hey, sweetie. How are you? How you doing? The baby, yeah. She got up from her nappy nap. They are. Hi, sweetie. Do you want to be the streamer? Do you have anything to add today? No? Where's your butt? I can't scratch it. I can't. Where is it? There it is. Give me the bum. Hi. Did you have a good nappy nap? Were you good when Mama went to work? Yeah? I broke my model here. Let's fix her. There we go. She just wants to hang out today. Yeah, she just wants to hang out all the time. She's like, Mama, love me. I did get home from work and just immediately start working on things. And she was like, why no cuddles yet today? Like, you're sleeping and I'm doing other stuff. Okay, let's keep playing. I'm just going to keep rubbing her head until she bites me. And then I'll cry on stream. It's even bigger. It's an even bigger and lawless area. We never had any parents, so we lived hard lives, just us two. The grown-ups saw us, and they took so much from us. One night, we finally got a hold of some food and were rushing to eat it. If we ate slowly, it'd get stolen. Then, these adults walked on by, and for no reason they started to hit us. Or maybe they did have a reason, but we didn't know why. The buns we were eating fell to the floor. We fell to the floor just like they did, and we were punched over and over. I tried so hard to protect Lan. In Gaolong Shenzai, unfair violence happens all the time. I mean, all the time. But that was the moment we were sure we'd be killed. Just then, out of my way. Yang kicked all the grown-ups away. He didn't look twice at them, or even us, and kept walking. But of course, one of them got mad and started to pick a fight with Yang. They say, "What the hell?" and grabbed Yang, and all Yang did was smile. Standing up to me, I respect your courage. But the rest was just a game. In a flash, he almost killed all of them. He fought off a lot of them at once, but he didn't even break a sweat. Lan and I were so in awe while we watched the whole thing happen. And that was when Yang first noticed us. What is it? You like to see blood? No, it hurts. We don't like blood. Yang grinned and I shouted at him. But Lan and I were covered in blood. So you prefer your own blood, do you? How boring. Yang's eyes were thinly cold, thinned coldly, he left the half-dead grown-ups in the alley and walked off. Thanks for saving us. I don't recall saving you. I was only getting rid of the trash in my way. We stared dumbfounded as Yang walked off. But despite our wounds, we sprung up to our feet. Let's go after him. Let's follow him. If he didn't come, we would have died. We need to go now, or tomorrow will. Tomorrow, the next day, someone else in this town will kill us. We wanted to be as strong as him. I want to be strong enough to protect Lan. I want to be strong enough to protect Faye. For us, Yang was the first light we saw in the darkness of our lives. Oh, babies! So we ran after Yang and joined the Liu Huang Hu. Liu Huang Hu. Okay, yeah. The Liu Huang Hu? The Lao Shu is just the name we go by here. We're all part of the Liu Huang Hu group in the homeland. Lang's one of the Liu Huang Hu leaders. A few years ago, they gave him a job in Berlin, and we came with him. I see. The story they shared so easily was harsh and unfortunate. Remembering what they told me, We're not deluding ourselves. He doesn't have a nice side. He didn't save them. He enacted violence for fun. And just as an after side of that, it happened to save them, right? I'm not off base there. Yang really saved you too? To me, it sounded like he just kicked adults out of his way. It may be rude, but judging by his character, I couldn't help but question his true motive. Of course, we know that Yang didn't save us out of the kindness of his heart. But even so, Yang saved us. That is the truth. Yeah, it was like an incidental that he saved you. That wasn't his intention. They seemed to be interested in my response and smiled happily. No matter why he did it, we owe him. We thank him from the bottom of our hearts. Yeah, he, air quote, saved them. We love how strong he is and how nothing can hold him down. It looks like you see Yang for who he is. You sound promising. Okay, I think that means I'm on the right track because I'm not deluding myself about Yang. Lan smiled even more cheerfully, but Faye shook his head. We don't know yet. I think you're quick to judge, Lan. Yang never gets attached. He hates getting bored, so he throws everything away. That's fair. He's popular with women, but I've never seen him keep one by his side very long. I'm different. I'm special. So I'm sure he'll get bored with you fast and dump you when he's done. Thanks, Faye. Thanks for the vote of confidence. You're just a little boy. You don't know anything. Gosh, Faye, you're too mean. But maybe not. Everything he said was true. I see. Hearing Lan affirm Faye's words, I only felt anxiety rise in my heart. The end for Yang's women are never good. I mean, Yang is the head of the Lao Shu. Stop telling me I'm gonna die, okay? I see the death flags. I'm desperately playing dodgeball with them. They usually die or end up in a situation where death would be better. Thank you for telling me. When you're with the leader, you hear lots of things you shouldn't know. So he won't just let you go either. They think I belong to Yang, but really I'm only a hostage for the Falzone. But even so, if I continue living at their base, I know I'll learn about the Lao Shu's internal affairs. Even if the qualms between Yang and the Falzone are resolved, I don't think he'll let me go back to my ordinary life afterwards. I had such a bad feeling come over me. I was so anxious I could barely stand. That is the correct response, girl. To shake it off, I tried to change the topic to something that was on my mind earlier. So, I want to thank you too for saving me before. Is there anything I can do to repay you? Then snacks. I saw one in Krita before. I want that. It has a weird name, but it has lots of layers. It looks crispy. It may not be a croissant if it's a kind of puff pastry. Oh my god. Where's Azzy when you need them? Was it a suffix? Nope, terminology. A shell-shaped treat made with layers of pie crust. I think it sounded like that. They looked so excited, so I tried to remember how to make it. Okay, I think I can make that. I made it at the church before. Really? Thank you. I'm so happy. Thrilled, Lan gave me a big smile and jumped up and down on the spot. You shouldn't get so happy over a snack. She didn't even make it yet. Faye turned the other way coldly, but I could see his expression had softened, and he appeared to be fidgety. He too looked happy. We sometimes do yum cha in the afternoon. Maybe you can serve it then. Sophie will tag, but we'd be super happy. What's yum cha? We prepare tea and snacks and talk together. Yang often joins us. I didn't expect he'd join. I can't imagine Yang having a fun tea time. Maybe it's a custom from the East? Hey, if you still have energy, let's go shopping. Right, you're going to be living with the Lao Shu. I'm sure you need some things. You should buy what you need. Yang gave us some money so we can buy anything. What do you want? I thought about it. Meanwhile, back at the casino. There was a floor in the casino where general customers were forbidden to enter. The back was perfect for private meetings. However, it was extremely rare for the Berlin Mafia bosses to gather together, a truly unusual sight. The Lao Shu has abducted a woman of the church. This cannot be forgiven. Arca is neutral ground. What is the meaning of this? Are you prepared for the consequences? That's right. I suppose for you two, it may be hard to believe. But I fell in love with her at first sight. You little shit. Normally, these two wouldn't be so transparent in their emotions. But it was obvious that neither of them believed a word. Their expressions were very entertaining. I gave a thin smile and continued calmly. Naturally, I brought her back to my place in Veleno to seal the deal. Stop telling people we had sex. It's not true yet. Now she is very happy with me. There is no room for you two. Well, there could be. There could be. What the hell are you saying? Yank, if this is really a love story between you two, we outsiders have no business in that, but... I calmly interrupted Redford's train of thought. I apologize for my use of force back in Arca. I was simply blinded by love. I will not cause any further problems in Arca. Is that enough for you, Falzone? Or is there a reason why my involvement with her would be an issue? None. Do as you please. If the Arca case is resolved, then we're good. Now let's get to the main point, Yang. I've got a question for you about the recent distribution of drugs. It seems you all have been more active lately. What exactly do you hope to accomplish here? You have a mind to wipe out half the people in your own district. It is nothing worth mentioning. I merely provide a supply to the people who demand it. They are wholly incapable of having a pleasant dreams without my assistance. But if they keep taking it, it'll eat away at their bodies and they'll drop dead. Indeed, those as strong as you may find it difficult to comprehend. For the disenchanted and depressed, it is how they manage their negative emotions. What might they do when their supply runs out? These are things I consider. I returned Redford's glare with a smile. Do you wish to come to the rescue of those who choose to escape into a dream world instead of facing their reality? Veleno is your territory. Do what you want. Do what you like. Right. It's not our business what happens in Veleno. However, if it affects the rest of Berlin, I won't stay quiet. I assume the Visconti won't either. I see. How frightening. I should brace myself for the possibility. Shady man doing shady things. We all about it. Boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, 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 boop. thought about it. Oh, welcome back. Yang returned to the room late at night. You're still up? I felt sort of guilty to sleep before the owner of the Oh my god, I can't read anymore. I felt sort of guilty to sleep before the owner of the room did. Besides, I have no idea what you might do if I'm sleeping. Good instincts. You have a point. It's boring if you don't react. In any case, you would be forced to awaken. Sir. I couldn't tell if he was joking. It was difficult to tell. So, what's that? This? I bought it today. I showed Yang the cover of the book I was reading. It was a collection of Shakespeare's works. Yang raised a brow, uninterested. Shakespeare, an English poet and actor often hailed as the greatest writer of the English language. Thank you, terminology. If I have to be here for a while, it might help to pass the time. I can also forget reality while I'm reading a book. I see. Do as you please. He was clearly uninterested. I closed the book in my hands. I also bought some sleepwear and things I need to live here. Oh, thanks. I would have no idea who Shakespeare was otherwise. I know, right? How could I ever know who Shakespeare is? It's almost like I could have used a definition for something like yum cha or Xiaoling Bao. Neither of those were provided definitions. And Lan and Faye saved me today. Saved? Did something happen already? You better not have left Valeno. Well, I summed up the events of the day. Yang appeared uninterested, but he did seem to be listening. This strange drug is circulating in Valeno, and it seems very popular. I carefully chose my words, watching carefully to see how Yang would react. This district is under the Lao Shu rule, right? Isn't there something you can do to regulate it? Regulate? There's no need to regulate it. Why not? Because it's the Lao Shu that are distributing it. We would be squeezing our own necks. Okay. What? But it's a dangerous drug. The kind that drives people mad. Have you not heard of the Opium Wars? Not long ago, the United Kingdom brought opium into China illegally to profit off the exploitation of 40 million addicts. I'm only returning the favor. However, our opponent isn't the United Kingdom. Fair! Listening to him talk about it so nonchalantly, I was at a loss for words. It's true, the United Kingdom did something abhorrent. But I still can't bring myself to agree with his stance on it either. All his actions are doing is increasing the number of people suffering in this world. Thinking of those living desperate lives due to the drugs was painful to think about. I'm sleeping. Come. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. The word shows up and I giggle. He walked towards the bed, ordering me to follow, but I shook my head. No, I don't want to sleep with you. I'm going to sleep on the floor tonight. I see. Do as you please. For someone who told me to come to him, he seemed unattached and smiled thinly. But you were lucky. If the twins weren't guarding you, you could have died. What do you mean? The addict you encountered was likely taking a new drug, the red peony. A new drug? The effects are a temporary emotional high. That alone isn't different from others. But its addictive properties and side effects are far stronger. Eventually, the addict's body will break down and they'll die. Put simply, it's worse. Their hallucinations sometimes lead to murder, while others simply overdose and die of shock. Yang spoke about it so casually. Imagine asking, "Sir, you have to make me." Right? Make me. That's brat behavior right there. Toma, are you a brat? I thought back about the time I was attacked and a shiver ran down my spine. If it weren't for the twins, I would have been murdered. Exactly. Come to think of it, Faye and Len were saying. That's fair, yeah. There are a lot of people like that now. It's their own problem if they want to do drugs. But were they always that vicious? Nowadays they've been more ferocious. Yeah. They can't be dealt with anymore. They're going completely nuts. Drugs before didn't have those side effects. It's kind of weird. This drug, the red peony, is it being distributed by someone other than the Lao Shu? Precisely. What an interesting story this is. Do you plan on doing anything about it? Earlier, Yang said there was no need to regulate it. A new drug was being distributed in the district that the Lao Shu ruled over. As the head of the Lao Shu, he shouldn't just ignore it. Hey, Yang, could it be... I tried to ask him another question because he only smirked and didn't answer me. But his expression grew annoyed, as if he found the whole conversation tiresome. Didn't I tell you I was going to bed? Let me sleep, or do you want me to play with you more? Yes! He glanced at me as if he were appraising me. Good night. Sweet dreams. You're boring. Sadly, I don't like sleeping alone. His words don't match his expression. Thank you. Yang root. Ah! He swiftly took off his shirt, and I rushed to avert my eyes. I felt like he was smirking a little. I could hear the bed creak as he laid down. Tonight, I'm going to sleep on the floor, no matter what. Right. Just all over. Letter. Others? Who are others? I took the note tied to the carrier pigeon's foot and read it under a light. Within it was a report I couldn't believe. Yosef. She's already become Yang's? My voice shook with shock and anger. The woman of the prophecy was not to be touched. This is why these pagans... What? Am I the woman of the prophecy? Unable to suppress my irritation, I cursed the man who wasn't present. The reason why I lent Orlok to the Lao Shu was so he could guard the girl. But the girl no longer has value. He can leave immediately. What? Do I don't have value if Yang touches me? What? But since I've already paid them, I can't simply back off either. What? So, what to do? I thought and took my pen. I'm so confused. Tonight, I'm going to sleep on the floor, no matter what. Sign. Others. Right? Too bad for them I'm not, because one, that's a construct, and two, I've been doing naughty things with Elena for years. This has become a strange story. Who's this man? I wonder why I didn't act until you told me about it. Maybe your sense of loyalty prevented you from taking action. You have a point there, but now I know. I am better than Yang. No, you're not. For the well-being of the Lao Shu, I should become its head. As I watched my guests off, I thought, let's wait for a while and see. Yeah, that's true. I hear about that a lot. No, you're 100% right on that. As someone who, even though I'm bisexual, prefer mostly dates females and non-male people. A lot of people are like, oh, lesbian sex, women on women sex doesn't count. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? They're like, when did you first have sex? I'm like, well, with this girl, I first had sex at this age. They're like, that doesn't count. When did you lose your virginity to a man? I'm like, virginity's a construct that's made up to oppress women. So screw you. Secondly, we're not getting into those details. Because it's none your business. although the floor was hard and cold. I felt that I'd have a more peaceful night's sleep than yesterday. Yeah, that'd please my homophobic parent, the one that's alive. But I've still had premarital sex that counts, so. Also, I'm gonna marry a woman, so. Doesn't matter. I guess you wouldn't count that as a marriage, though, so. Chapter 3. Today's. Right? I do all the bad things. Today's breakfast porridge was cooked in chicken broth, lightly salted and topped with Chinese parsley. At first, I wasn't used to eating here, but I'd become accustomed to it. It had been a week since I was taken to the Lao Shu's headquarters. Hey, have you heard of Pandoro? It's a yummy snack, right? What's Pandoro? They didn't give me a definition, so. Pandoro. Traditional Italian sweet bread. Popular around Christmas and New Year's. Okay. Yes, since it's autumn now, some panterias may already be selling them. I want some. Let's go buy some. Pandoro was a famous northern Italian snack. As the year came to an end, many bakeries stocked piles of them and sold them. No, Lan. If we leave Valeno, Yang will be mad. I know that, but I want a Pandoro. Lan seemed to slump, being clearly sad about it. I heard Pandoro means star bread, so it's shaped like a star, right? I can't even picture it. I want to see it. I want to try it. No point in pouting, Lan. We need to stick by her side. Yang told us not to let her out of Valeno. There's nothing we can do about it. Oh. Why don't you two go buy some? In the meantime, I'll just stay in the room. No. Why not? You're at the Lao Shu's headquarters. It's dangerous for a girl to be alone. If Yang was here, it'd be fine if we left. But if Yang's gone, even if you lock the room, I wouldn't say it's safe. I see. Having them point that out, I officially realized how dangerous a place I was in. I'm sorry. Just because you are my guards, you two have to live a limited life. I felt so bad for them, but Lan gave me a bright smile. Don't worry about it. I'm curious about the Pandoro, but it's more fun being with you. Oh, she's so cute. Yang said we can walk around Valeno though, so why don't we go out shopping again? Thanks, you two. Teach me about Valeno, okay? Of course. Hey, when do you want to go out next? I can go out right now. Valeno was a dangerous area, so we had to stay cautious, but rather than spend my time idle in the Lao Shu headquarters, it was more fun to go out with them. My life here was cramped and painful, but they really got my mind off of things. Oh, I don't get a choice in this one. It's just gonna play it for me. Oh, Yang, what's he up to? Yang, I looked into the situation with Lee. Who's Lee? Find him. Just as you thought, he's been acting alone. At the very least, he hasn't reported to us. He may either be receiving specific orders from the mainland, or he could be acting of his own volition. We don't know. But I don't think it's smart to leave him be. Indeed. I lightly affirmed my subordinate's concerns. I had already sensed that something was beginning to move in this town. My life here was cramped and painful, but I read that. In the daytime, Lan and Faye took me outside, and at night I stayed in Yang's room. Yang would sometimes return, and sometimes not. As we repeated these days, I began to grow accustomed to my life here. It seems you are often in town lately. We were seated at breakfast as usual when he mentioned it. Right? We go out with her. I find it very fun. The panda is Pink's favorite. I love panda. Panda. Yeah, every time we go to those shops, she's always looking at it. I think she's saying hi to it. They're so cute. They just gave me a new personality. They're like, she loves panda. Pink loves panda. Oh, well, that's... I rushed to chime in. There's no reason in particular. I'm just looking at things that are interesting. So, I wasn't just looking at the panda. I'm tsundere now. I was embarrassed that they noticed, so I quickly made an excuse. Are you embarrassed? Don't worry about that. If you like it so much, you should buy it next time. What panda stuff do you want? Clothes or a towel? Oh, they also had a bag. No, it's fine. I'm just happy looking at it. Looking at them. I was going back and forth with the twins, and Yang seemed uninterested. He didn't butt in, nor did he even glance at us. We were almost finished with our meal when Yang spoke as if remembering something. Perhaps we can bring something to Lee. Who's Lee? To Lee? Yes. Take him 49 steamed buns. What? Okay, I know they're going to explain this. I know they are. I remember this being this confused the first time I played this game. Understood. The man receiving orders from Yang nodded, looking stiff. On the other hand, Lan and Faye's eyes sparkled. What is it, Yang? Are you going to cut Lee off? Yeah. If you want, I can do it. The murderous children. It's still too early, but he needs to be reminded. Seems that he has the wrong idea. Did something happen at the last meeting? No, nothing happened. Then shouldn't everything be good? Fei cocked his head. Yang wasn't smiling anymore. Was he trying to say it was a problem because nothing happened? To a certain extent, and giving Lee the freedom to act on his discretion. But that doesn't mean he's released from the duty to report to me. Lee has been commanding his men to do things, but he has not informed me of those actions. So he's hiding something from you. Yang stayed quiet. Lan and Fei looked at one another. Hey, Yang. We'll deliver those for you. I've put you two in charge of her. That's why. I want Lee to meet her. We'll introduce him to your girlfriend. Why would you do that? Why are you trying to put me in danger, children? What? Suddenly being pulled into the conversation confused me. Please, Yang, please. I don't want to go. You want to go too, right? The pressure I felt from Lan was so high that I couldn't say anything. Introduce? Yang seemed to have mixed feelings at the twins' forceful urging. He might say no. I had a glimpse of hope. Do as you please. What? There's no point in reasoning with them. It's a waste of time. I give up. Yang's weak to the pestering of two children. His one weakness. I can't believe they were able to persuade him. And when we hand him the steamed buns, I'll ask him what's on his mind. Fine, but no, he won't tell you anything, so just keep him in check. If you leave him without warning him, it may lead to something annoying. And if he pulls something that will draw the Falzone's and Visconti's attention, it won't be fun. Really? I'm not scared at all, even if they have their eyes on us. That is not the issue. I will choose the opportunity to strike if Lee has something interesting up his sleeve. I'll need to have fun as well. I'll need to have my fun as well. It wouldn't do to fall behind. Why are you being so naughty, sir? I could understand the words he was saying, but I couldn't understand the idea behind it. Rather than preventing trouble from happening, he seemed to be welcoming it. That's true, he does that. We'll be back in time for Yum Cha. Okay. Come on, let's go. We'll lead the way. I'm really not up for this. It's fine, it's fine. Hurry, hurry. Faye and Lan each grabbed an arm and took me out of the dining hall. I'm in danger. I had finally given up and followed them as if we were making our usual rounds. So, what kind of person is this Lee that we're going to visit? Well, I guess he's the next one after Yang in the Lao Shu, that is. So he's the underboss of the Lao Shu? It's hard to say. There isn't really an order of jobs in the Lao Shu. The men follow the people they want to follow, and everyone in our base complains here and there, but they all respect Yang. How he's intimidating, powerful, smart, all that. I didn't really see it, but I suppose Yang had a quality to him that attracted people. I see it. The mafia charisma, perhaps. The Lao Shu has a few buildings in Volcano. Lee's in one of them. It's not far from the center, so we're gonna go buy the buns on our way there. Hey, what kind do you want? What kind? No matter which ones we pick, we can't eat them, can we? I didn't think of that. Oh, Lan, you're so cute. Lan, you're really bummed, aren't you? As we chatted, we passed through the bustling streets. No, the murderous intention is his good quality. It's my favorite quality. The bloodlust and the lust. The building that Lee was in looked quite similar to the base where Yang resided. Wait, can we just walk in? It'll be fine. We always do. No one's at the door, so we have no choice. Mind the trigger warnings for this part. I remember this. I remember this now. I felt very uncomfortable and nervously followed them as I observed my surroundings. Yeah. Specifically, we want to mind the trafficking, drug use, and abuse and coercion in this part, this section here. I think they should still be pinned in chat because I didn't dismiss it yet, but I can only see it in OBS. I heard a woman's voice. I turned my head in that direction and saw one of the doors slightly ajar. Okay, good. This voice. I burst into the room. La la do do do. Look, that's my wife. Elena. Oh. Ah, Pink. It's been a long time. Elena seemed to be in a daze. Her eyes didn't seem to be focused. Elena, are you okay? What are you doing here? Elena, we have to get you back to the church. No. I reached out for her, but she threw my hand off. Elena, what's the matter? I'm staying here. I don't want to leave his side. He told me that I belonged here. He takes good care of me. I found out what true happiness is here. Wait, I know. Have you taken our drugs? Our wife. Fanland came out from behind me, peering into Elena's face. Yeah, a typical reaction. She may have done too much. I know. She's gonna break at this rate. Or maybe she may already be broken? Hey, what's going on? They seem to know what's going on, but just when I began to ask them, could you not enter my room without permission? I'm gonna set fire to this man. In game. A man entered the room. My, you've come home, Lee. Yeah, that's Lee. I remember now. I can't wait till Yang murders him. I hope he does. I don't remember if he does, but I hope he does. Elena moved coquettishly towards him. I've never seen Elena like this. Yes, we have. Well, not quite like this. We've seen her coquettish. Not drugged out, though. Hurry and give it to me. I've been waiting all day. Please, I'll do anything. Like usual. Can you not see? I guess you wouldn't know. I currently have guests visiting. Sit still until I'm done with them. Sit still? Then I could sing. Stop. That'll be an annoyance while we talk. Shut up, sir. Okay. Wait! Elena did as the man commanded and bent down towards Lee's feet. Kill him! I hate him! I was about to scream at him, but Lan swiftly closed my mouth. Today we've come by to drop off some buns to eat, but if you do too much without reporting to Yang, he's gonna start getting mad. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen with him. You could say that again. But it was Yang who said it was annoying when I reported every little thing to him and told me to just do as I please. We sighed, and Elena was still at his feet. As a member of the organization, I'm just asking for the success of the Lao Shu. Of course, I get his approval before high-risk deals, and he accompanies me. Isn't that good enough? What's the problem? I don't know if there's a problem or not, but I'll let Yang know. Do so. So who's that woman? Is she a new one? Shut up. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Isn't she cute? She's Yang's favorite. We came to show her off. Oh, but even if it's you, Lee, you're not allowed to touch her. Yang's woman, huh? Lee stared at me, intrigued. Don't look at me. Well, we're done with that, with what we came here for. We're leaving. I escaped from Lan's grasp and tried to call out to Elena, but... Come on, let's go. We'll be late for Yumcha. This time, Faye covered my mouth. And the two pushed my back as they drove me outside. Hey, forget the shoe. Get away. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him so much. Toma, help me. I'm so angry. I'm gonna break my controller. Huh? Elena, do as you always do. You want a treat, right? Yes, I want it. Please, we need to go back. Elena's there. She's my friend. What are you talking about? Are you dumb? You need to know your place. Right? Yang, please help me. Lee needs to die, and my wife needs to be free. You don't have to love her, just I do. You're Yang's woman. When you're at his base, you can get away with things. Besides, a mistress can never step into Mafia's business. That's common sense. Oh. Especially Lee. He's dangerous. He's ambitious and not completely on Yang's side. So he wouldn't go easy even on Yang's woman. That was a close one back there. I'm sorry for stepping out of line, and thank you for stopping me. Now give me your sword and I'm gonna go murder him myself. I am becoming a mafia woman right now. If you learned your lesson, that's good. Faye and I weren't mad at you. Yeah. And if Lee seriously tried to hurt you, then we would have killed Lee. We are your guards, after all. They were both scary and reliable. That girl back there, she was my friend. We lived in the church together. Elena had no connections with the Lao Shu or any mafia family. Okay, so they said why she was acting strangely, which was she was probably doing drugs. So the real question is, was she with us when we got kidnapped? I don't remember. I don't want to make a bad choice. Okay, we know she was acting strangely. We know why she was acting strangely. Why would she be why was Elena in such a place? Okay. We've never seen her before. Okay. I'll see you in a bit, Toma. We've never seen her before, so we don't know much about her. But we could tell at first glance that she was drugged out. What? The drug they're talking about, is it? He probably just swiped her from somewhere. What? That's horrible. Anyways, like I said earlier, just don't step out of line, okay? Got it. Step out of line. I mean it. This is a warning for you. And I'm saying it because I really like you. Not only does the Lao Shu accept Li, but so does the Lei Huang Yu. He's tricky and brave. You don't know what he's gonna do. And if you do something foolish, you may cause Yang trouble too. And if it gets to that, we won't sit still. Okay. Faye said it so simply, yet there was no sign of childishness in his voice. We're guarding you because Yang asked us. If not, I would have walked out on you a long time ago. No, you wouldn't have, Faye. I would rather not kill you. Okay. Please stop threatening me, children. But I don't want to break my promise to Yang. If I have to choose one or the other, I choose Yang. Okay. At the end of the day, they were members of the Lao Shu. This was the moment I truly realized they weren't necessarily my allies. But both Faye and Lan are good to me, to a certain extent. I'm sure they could have let me fail. But they stopped me and even warned me. But I can't leave Elena be either. Even if there isn't anything I can do right now, someday I will. Save her from Lee, from the drugs. I made a strong vow in that moment. Hey, let's take a shortcut on the way home. This way. Huh? A shortcut? Lan pointed towards a really dim and clearly unsafe looking back alley. Isn't that a back alley, Lan? I don't think that's a really good idea. I agree. Can we not go back through the main street? It'll be alright. We're strong. Oh, of course. You can't go through here if you're by yourself. Lan said as she boldly walked through the back alley. Why do I feel like I made a bad choice? Lan is pretty stubborn. Let's go, Pink. Be sure not to stray from us. Right. I nodded awkwardly and followed Faye into the dark alley. I noticed Faye slowing. He motioned for us to stop. Is that Yang? In the dark alley, there was a familiar silhouette. Beyond that was a man bent over in tattered and dirty clothes. In his hand was something shiny. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. The man pointed a knife at Yang. He was barely articulate, yelling at Yang. His eyes were already out of focus. His body was swaying from left to right. I could care less about right or wrong. Regardless, there are no drugs for you. Give it to me. The man swiftly charged at Yang like a beast. I respect your courage. As fluid as if he were dancing, Yang cut the man down with a sword curved like a claw. Ooh! 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 Hello, honey. The man fell wordlessly and stopped moving. Blood poured out endlessly from his body. He was already dead. Yang could have driven the man away without taking his life. The difference in their power was clear to me, but Yang mercilessly killed him. He's laughing after killing a person? I saw a glimpse of his cruelty and felt myself go pale. The fear felt almost choking. Yang must have noticed us. After he put his sword away, he immediately turned around. Did you see the CG before I moved on? Hold on. Hold on. We went into a back alley. And Yang murdered a man. I just wanted to go back and show you the CG. Because it's very... It's very... I like it. Right? It's such a good face. He's so pretty. Yang must have noticed us. After he put his sword away, he immediately turned around. Hey, Yang. We finished our errand. Do you want me to report on Lee now or later? Later. Return quickly. For some reason, Yang seemed much colder towards Lan and Fei than usual. I couldn't say anything. Blood was splattered all over Yang's face, and I couldn't look at him. I just held my breath and trembled in fear. Yang spoke to me. If you hate blood, walk the main streets. Okay, baby, I will. Without stopping, Yang walked past me and out of the alley. I didn't expect Yang to be so caring. What? What? That guy from earlier. If Yang had left him, he would have attacked someone else. So I'm sure Yang taunted him so he'd charge. Then he could kill him. Okay. He could have gotten others to do it, but Yang likes to take care of things himself. That's because he's a murder hobo, children. He's not caring. He could have been bored, too, knowing Yang. Yeah, Faye understands. Lan, you have a crush on Yang, so your perception is whack. Then, does that mean Yang did it for the safety of the people of Valeno? No. No, he didn't. But somehow, I don't believe that's all. Yep, there we go. Despite what the twins said, I was skeptical. I just couldn't understand Yang. We're good now. Let's go already. Right. Before I left the back alley, I stopped. I looked back at the man drenched in blood and prayed that his soul would be saved. Pink, hurry up. I'm sorry. I'm coming. Sorry. I rushed to follow the twins who were going ahead of me. It's been a while since we've seen Yang's Schwango attack. I'm gonna assume that's what his curved sword is called. When I grow up, I'm gonna be like him and have two swords too. Really? Could you handle it, Faye? Of course I can. In 2 years, I'm gonna grow and get muscles too, and I'll be even stronger. Um, what's Schwango? It's Yang's weapon. You saw it earlier, right? It's different from a normal sword. Yes, I've never seen a sword like that. Not many people have back home use them, but they're Yang's favorite. He looks good. He does. By the way, mine's the Green Dragon Crescent Blade. Isn't that a nice name? Green Dragon Crescent Blade. Lan says the name's too long, so she usually just calls it the Dragon Blade. Because it's so much easier to say. It's named that because there's a blue dragon on the blade. Faye, why don't you show her your lancet? Sure. Okay. This is mine. The blade is wide and a little curved. Excellent. I remember the last time they saved me, they used their weapon so easily. Despite being so young, they must have experienced so many battles. I returned to the base with the twins. With nothing to do, I borrowed the kitchen so I could bake the bread I promised the twins for saving me the other day. Despite not being used to the kitchen, I was able to bake the bread in time for yum cha. I walked down the hall with it in hand. Oh. That looks like a lot. Let me help you. Thank you. You're Orlok, right? He took the plate from me and nodded slightly. It's time for yum cha. Would you like to join us, Orlok? Is that why you have those treats? Yes. I asked Lan and Faye if I could use the kitchen. He fell silent, thinking about something. I'm not going. I don't wish to get close to the people here. Okay. I see. Orlok looked at me timidly, then muttered, looking troubled. You were such a good person. Why have you become Yang's woman? You don't know me. What? No. That's right. I forgot that's what others know me as. I've seen it in the Bible, you know. Love makes people mad, but even so. And then Orlok fell silent. I couldn't say anything in return. Who's this pipsqueak judging me? Well, I'm on my way out. Orlok placed the treats on the table and immediately walked off. A second later, the twins bounded into the dining hall. Hey, did you make this in the kitchen? Oh, it smells good. I made some pastry. Let's all eat it together. Wow, yay! Aren't you happy, lad? I promised you, didn't I? And besides, you saved me today, too. So this is my way of paying you back. Okay. need to stretch again. I think. No, we're going to finish this scene and then we'll probably finish for the night. I'll just stretch in my chair here. Give me a sec. There we go. Boop, boop. Okay. This is my way of paying you back. Aw, you didn't have to. I should be the one thanking you. I guess I'll have one too. I can have one, right? Of course. It would make me happy if you liked it. Today's yum cha is going to be even more special and wonderful than ever. I know. I have a good idea. It's yum cha. If you're dressed like that, it'll be boring. I'm going to lend you some of my cute clothes. What? I'm going to lend it to you. Lan didn't let me say no, and she grabbed my hand and yanked me out of the hall. See you later. Looky, looky. Chung-sum, you look so much better. You'll look so much better in this than your usual clothes. Lan brought the dresses from her room and laid a few designs out. Isn't it pretty? All of these were brought from home. I see. She looked to be having so much fun, so I couldn't say no. I know. Next time I'll give you some snacks from the mainland, okay? When a ship comes, they bring so many things and I get so excited. A ship from the mainland? Is there an import ship? As I was thinking about that, I realized it was no time to be thinking about ships. You want me to wear this? That's right. I can't. I don't know how. That's not true. Don't be a brat. If you fight me too much, I may end up killing you. Oh God. What? That's so aggressive. But she wouldn't stop. Lan reached out towards me as if she was attacking me and took my clothes off. Everyone, a beauty has entered the room. Oh, so you were able to wear it, huh? But that was Lan's size. Right? The aggressive child just stripped me and put me in her cheongsam. It's pretty tight on you. Good, right? It's very provocative. Oh God, stop it! For some reason, the two were nodding at one another, but I felt quite differently. I was so embarrassed, I started to tremble. The dress that Lan lent me was so short, the slits ran up too high, and I felt like my underwear was about to show. And the chest area was widely exposed too. I can't wear this. I wanted to move, but just then the members of the Lao Shu entered. Whoa, girly, that's some outfit. And what a sight that is. Stop it! Don't look at me! You should wear that every day from now on. Remember, Yang was saying your outfits were too boring. Stop it! Nobody look at me. I want to get out of here. I was on the verge of tears, but Lan put her hand on my shoulder and laughed. Might as well. You should wear it all the time. Absolutely not. Too bad, huh? But if you don't listen to us, we'll kill you. So just give up already. Help me. Someone take me away from these murder children. So I don't have the right to refuse. I arranged the snacks on the table with trembling hands, then carried the tea over to each person. I was so embarrassed, my face felt on fire. Woohoo! Ah, so close to seeing it. Stop it. These people need to not look at me. Please, no. No, please bend over just a little more. Perverts! All of them! All of them! Yang's gonna kill them all. The men around me were cheering me on. I'm so embarrassed. I'm going to die. Both my face and my ears were hot. I was too scared to move anymore. Just then, it's too noisy in here. My savior. Yang came in, looking annoyed, but stopped. He looked slowly from my toes to my chest. He's looking at me. He's looking at my boobs. Suddenly, he was expressionless. Huh? In the next second, ah! Yang roughly grabbed my arm and stormed out of the dining hall. Things were moving quickly in a direction I hadn't anticipated. Soon as we entered the room, Yang yanked my arm and threw me onto the bed. And as I fell onto the bed, he mounted me. Like a cat in heat. What are you doing? Stop. Yang grabbed at the collar of the cheongsam and tore the cloth without mercy. Don't. I hid my suddenly exposed chest. He didn't look away, nor did he change his expression as he spoke in a low whisper. Who gave this to you? There was no warmth in his eyes, and I froze, unable to move. I have the right to use you. Don't think you can do anything you want. Ayo? Sir? My mind couldn't follow what he meant by that. But there was one thing that I felt. Is he seriously angry? Usually he had a sinister smirk on his face, but I'd never seen him truly angry. His cold eyes weren't glaring, but rather quietly looking at me. That alone made me tremble and almost cry out in fear. Wait, let me explain. I tried my best to explain everything, but Yang wouldn't change his expression. He might kill me. I didn't know why Yang was so mad. But in this situation, my life was at stake. I couldn't as much ask him. I didn't even want to wear it. They even threatened to kill me if I didn't wear it. I had endured such embarrassment. Tears streamed down my face. His anger was so unfair. There was nothing I could do. All this time, ever since I was brought here, I'd been trying to stay sane. But I can't stand it anymore. staying at a mafia base with its leader, I had been enduring this suffocating life. But I had reached my limit. For a while, he stared down at me crying, but eventually he quietly got off of me. It's a very emotional and heavy moment, and it said got off, and I almost started laughing. I have the mind of a 12-year-old sometimes. Got off. I think it's so funny. Okay, focus. He left? But why? Yang didn't say anything, so I didn't know whether he had forgiven me or not. Yang, I'm sorry. Those clothes were mine. I forced her to wear it. She didn't do anything wrong. Yang. Leave him alone, Lan. You can't do anything when he gets like that. I need to apologize to her. But now isn't a good time. You can't reason with him. If we bother him, there's a chance that it will anger him even more. Yang was mad. I wouldn't be surprised if he killed her. Ayo? It wasn't even my fault. Do you think she'll be okay? I don't know, but if Yang wanted to kill her, he would have done it already. Right. Oh, I get a choice to watch the next one? I don't get a choice. Tantrum. Yang. Something I owned acted without my permission. Okay. Was it me? Did I do that? I felt myself harbor an anger that wouldn't simmer as I left the headquarters. Why do I have to do this? I hate unnecessary work. But rather than think about futile things, I'm going to do what I feel inside. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. In other words, act on my emotions. I'm in danger. That's how I've been living my life all this time. It's the same this time around. I knew where I was heading. Oh no. My clothes were ripped, and Lan had taken away the clothes I was wearing before. I had nothing to change into, so I decided to wrap myself in a blanket and hide my shaking body. Well, we can't stop there, right? I think we need to see what happens. Just as I had gathered myself up and stopped crying, Yang returned to the room. Wear this. Yang threw something wrapped in white at me. Ayo? Confused, I opened the wrapping. Oh. Inside was a Chong Sam. Only accept what I give you. And besides, you look better in this. Oh, he bought me a dress. Okay. Without waiting for my reaction, he turned his back on me once again. Ugh. After I thought about it, I unfolded the dress he left behind. It was a soft, milky cloth of silk thread with flowers intricately embroidered in gold. It's longer. It's more modest and mature compared to what Lan had lent me. I don't know what's on his mind. I can't read him at all. I was so confused, but I softly hugged the Cheongsam to my chest. I can't read. Due to the Lao Shu's drugs, there have been suspicious deaths in Krita, one after another. Sounds to me that this is the Carmela they've been selling to the public. It's not even sweet like candy. Right, the Lao Shu are supposedly calling it red peony. Anyway, this is a particularly powerful drug. Withdrawal symptoms are strong, and it's easy to overdose. In other words, it's easier to die. Exactly. I'm certain that since they've lost customers, they aren't able to make ends meet in just Valeno. Oliver, you're so pretty. I looked the other way because I didn't care what he did in his territory, but now he's putting his hands on what's mine. Looks like we'll need to pay him a visit. I was so confused, but softly hugged the Cheongsam to my chest. Okay. Nobody died. Yet. We lived! I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time, YouTube. Bye-bye.